Hey, it's Angela.
Hey, it's Uchi, and we're here with your Week 15 NFL picks. We'll go back to the tallies for last week. So the week before, Angela ended up tying me, and this week she's beaten me outright. Even though the Monday night game has yet to play, we picked separate teams. She's got 10 right, I got 8. So she's going to beat me either way. So congrats to Angela.
First time.
Her first outright win with this. So this week we're going to go to the NFL games. There's one on Thursday, 2 on Saturday, a bunch on Sunday, and then 1 on Monday. So it's a full weekend of NFL. Starting off with Thursday, it's actually going to be a really, really good game. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is kind of a surprising one because the Chiefs pretty much have led their division all year. They've been pretty much number 1 in the conference all year in the AFC side. But the Chargers are only 1 game behind. And if the Chargers win, they should have a leg up over Kansas City in the division. And with the Patriots losing, the Chargers could have the number 1 overall seed in the entire AFC. The Chargers have kind of come out of nowhere this year. Nobody was talking about them all year, and they're going to make the playoffs no matter what. I mean, it's not clinched technically, but they're going to get in. The Chiefs, technically, with their win last week or the other day against the Ravens, they have at least clinched a playoff spot no matter what happens with them. They could lose out and they'll still get in some way. So this could be a fun game. Both offenses are good. Patrick Mahomes for Kansas City is still lighting it up. He's got 43 touchdown passes, but old man Rivers, the Phillip Rivers, the Chargers quarterback, he's having one of his best seasons, and he's already a Hall of Fame quarterback anyway. So it's at Kansas City though. This is a tough one for me to pick, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs to win.
The Chiefs?
Yeah, but this very well could be a preview of a playoff game.
I'll go for the Chargers.
All right, the Saturday games: Houston Texans and New York. The Texans had won 9 straight. They finally lost one, but the Texans are still really good, and I think they should be able to handle the Jets. So Texans win.
I'm gonna go for the Jets.
The other Saturday game: the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. The Browns actually had a nice win against Carolina, hurting Carolina's playoff shots. Denver, unfortunately, lost to a bad 49ers team, which damages their playoff shots. This game could be even. The Browns are playing well this year. Technically, the Browns are not eliminated from the playoffs, mathematically anyway.
Are the Broncos?
No, neither team is. So, actually, this is kind of a big game for playoff implication, potentially anyway. I'm going to go with Denver, though, just because Denver's defense, I think, is better and should be able to hold their own.
I'll go for the Broncos.
All right, Sunday games. Arizona Cardinals and the Falcons. Arizona still sucks. Atlanta, they've lost a bunch in a row, but I think they'll bounce back with this. And Atlanta should win.
I go for the Falcons.
Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. Bills are kind of up and down. I mean, so are the Lions, but the Bills, their rookie quarterback, he can run for a lot of yards, but he's still not a good quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Lions to win.
I guess I'll go for the Lions.
All right, Green Bay at Chicago, one of the NFL's oldest rivalries. Green Bay finally won. They won their game last week. Even though their coach was fired, they looked pretty good. The Bears' defense looked great against a really good Rams team. I'm going to give this edge to Chicago based on their defense.
I'm going to go for Packers.
All right, the Raiders in Cincinnati. Raiders actually had a really big win against the Steelers, who are going to they should be able to make the playoffs, and the Raiders haven't been doing very well all year. Cincinnati, they had a playoff. They are still technically alive for the playoffs, but they have their backup quarterback, who's Jeff Driscoll. He's not playing terribly, but I think I'll give that to the Raiders.
I'll give it to the Bengals.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys and the Colts. This is a pretty big game for both of their playoff chances. Dallas, though, has, I believe, a 2-game lead on the second-place team in their division. So if they lose this, it won't hurt them too badly. The Colts need this win. There's a bunch of teams that have 7 wins over in the AFC side. That being said, Dallas is playing really well, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Well, I guess I'll go for the Colts if they get a chance.
Yeah. I mean, they could win it. To me, this could go. And the Colts just beat a really good Houston Texans team, so. The Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings. The Dolphins had a big win against the Patriots, and it moved Miami to one of those 7-win teams. They are in the playoff hunt. So are the Minnesota Vikings. This is being recorded.
Sorry.
This is being recorded before the Monday night game. The Vikings have a big game tonight against Seahawks for playoffs. Then next week against the Dolphins for a potential playoff spot. That being said, I'm going to give that edge to the Dolphins.
I am going for the Dolphins, and I'm so glad they beat the Patriots.
The Tennessee Titans and New York Giants. The Titans, they're one of those other 7-win teams. The Giants are out of the playoff hunt, but they've been playing a bit better lately. This New York could very well play spoilers right now and hurt the Titans' playoff chances. I'm actually going to go with the Giants here. Saquon Barkley, their running back, he's really, really good.
I'll go competition. I'm going to go for the Titans.
All right, Washington Redskins and the Jaguars. Washington have a shot at a playoff spot. The Jaguars are out of their playoff spot, but the Redskins are down to their 4th quarterback. Their first one got hurt a few weeks ago, out for the season. Then the backup got hurt, out for the season. Then the 3rd string is Mark Sanchez. If you all know who that is, he's terrible. But the 4th guy they brought in might be okay. Jacksonville, their quarterback situation, Cody Kessler, he's kind of ordinary. He doesn't do anything. If it were Sanchez starting, I would say Jaguars wins because Sanchez sucks. But because Josh Johnson is playing and he might be okay, I'll give that edge to the Redskins.
And I am going for the Jaguars.
The Bucks and the Ravens. The Bucks had a 14-3 lead against the Saints last week and then lost. Technically, the Bucks are still alive mathematically for a playoff spot. The Ravens definitely are. They're one of those other 7-win teams from the AFC side, so this is big technically for both teams. It's at Baltimore. Baltimore's got a really good defense. I just have a feeling about this game, though. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
I'm going for the Bucks, too.
Seattle, San Francisco. Seattle, they'll probably make the playoffs. 49ers, even though they beat Broncos, they're still not very good. So Seattle wins.
Seattle. All right, I'll go for the Seattle.
All right, one of the games of the day and has pretty big playoff implications. The New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh Steelers, both coming off big losses this last week. Both fighting for their divisions and playoff spots. I mean, they both probably should be able to get in, especially the Patriots, but it's still big. It's at Pittsburgh. Always hard to win at Pittsburgh. I think the Patriots are pissed off because the way they lost to Miami last week. If y'all saw it, I think Patriots take it out on them. So.
And I am going for the Steelers because I don't want the Patriots to win.
The Eagles and the Rams. Eagles took Cowboys to overtime. They ended up losing. The Rams ended up losing in a really hard-fought game against the Bears. Their offense did not look good. The quarterback did not play well. I think they bounce back, and I think the Rams take this.
I'll go for the Rams.
And then the Monday night game, the Saints and the Panthers. The Panthers have lost 5 straight in a row. The Saints clinched the division. The Panthers still have a shot for the playoff. The Saints were helped tremendously by the Rams losing. So now the Saints and the Rams are even in record, and Saints own the tiebreaker over the Rams. So that means if the Saints win out, they will get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which is a big deal. I think the Saints are going to want this, and I think the Saints are going to win.
So is it going to be upset for Panthers to win?
Yeah, and they're going to need it because, like I said, they still have an outside shot to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going for the Panthers.
All right, so those are our picks for NFL Week 15. Watch out for our College Bowl picks for Week 1. We're going to do that next.